All righty, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it when you come through on Saturday mornings because it means you're committed. And when you don't come through on a Saturday morning, I know you're watching your kids' soccer or hockey or ballet or something like that. And, so I know what it's like. I've got my daughter playing hockey right now and my son playing soccer at 10 o'clock. So I know what it's like. But we're here because we're committed, and I'm really glad to have you here. Those of you who've tuned in today, thank you as well. I hope that over the next sort of 45 minutes, I can make the time you're spending with us worthwhile. Here at DuePoint, we are on a particular mission that we are trying desperately to be part of the solution in our South African context, where we just seem to have so many problems at the moment. I say that only because I read the newspaper. If I didn't read the newspaper, I think I'd be much happier. But the newspaper just tells me bad things every day. But before we get cracking, let me just tell you that DuePoint is a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited. That's important for you to know. Firstly, because we're not from overseas. We are a South African homegrown company. We were first founded in 1952. That means that we are 68 years old, so we are not new either. Even the division DuePoint is nearly half a decade old now. So nothing that you see today is new, nothing is from overseas, and everything that we are and have is public. We are a listed, licensed life and short-term insurance company. You can find us on the JSE, and of course you can find us on any one of the 9 regulators' websites that look after us. 9. So if at the end of today you start to get that creeping feeling in the back of your head that this is a pyramid scheme, let me remind you that there are 9 regulators that look after this business. I'm not certain we could have got a pyramid scheme past them all. Maybe some of them, but not all of them. So folks, I let you know that because I want you to have a sense of confidence about who you're dealing with when we get started here this morning. Now, about 5 years ago, as I said to you, we formed the DuePoint division to solve a particular problem. We had identified it as a corporate, but it was involving our individual customers, and that in expansion actually meant it involved every one of our South African citizens. It was the case of financial crisis. Most South Africans up until very recently have refused to accept that we're in financial crisis as a country, but our president got up 2 weeks ago and used those exact words. You can go and find his speech on YouTube where he said South Africa is once again in financial crisis. Now again, I spoke to a good friend of mine just on Wednesday night, and he said, no, I'm like an ostrich. I'm sticking my head in the ground and hoping it all goes away. That's an unfortunate situation to be because it's not going away. In fact, even the president said that we as a government don't have a solution. He's now forming a committee, and the committee will have a committee discussion and come up with 5, possible solutions, and I don't know. Anyway, so it's a very difficult problem that we face. We had already identified this half a decade ago. It was a case where South Africans can't control their income anymore. None of you are able to increase your income. None of you. You can go to your boss on Monday morning and say, I need an increase. And he will laugh at you and say, we're desperately trying to just keep our doors open. You're not getting an increase. You can't decrease your expenditure. People say to me, no, that's rubbish. I can stop spending. Okay, yes, you can stop spending, but the things that you will have to spend on, food and lights and water and all of that, well, we had 7 petrol price increases last year. 7. In the history of South Africa, there's never been 7 petrol price increases. Never in the history. If you look at the rand this year, it's absolutely tanked in the last couple of weeks. We still haven't had a petrol price increase. We've gone 9 months nearly with no petrol price increase. Last year, 7. Okay, and a VAT increase last year. We no longer have control of our expenditure. I use my basket test here at DuePoint. Once a month, it's my task as the husband in the house to go and buy the cool drinks. My wife doesn't want to carry the heavy things around, okay? So every month I go off to Spa just here at Hobart Grove, and I get my trolley and I buy exactly the same thing every month. Some Pepsi Light, some Sprite, some cool drinks for the kids, waters. I fill the trolley with drinks. And it's been the same trolley every single month since we started this year. In January, that basket cost me $860, which is ridiculous considering it was Coca-Cola. Nonetheless, it cost me $860 for that trolley. About 2 weeks ago, I think I was there, and it was 1,762 Rand. And then the government tells me there's 6% increase in inflation every year. I don't know, 800 Rand plus 6% doesn't equal 1,762 Rand. What it does demonstrate to us is financial crisis. Now, this financial crisis, of course, is trying to be solved by the average South African through jobs. Am I right? That's what everybody says. No, the politicians get up and they say, if you vote for me, I will give you jobs. Anybody get a new job since 8th of May? No? Anybody get a new job since whenever? 1910, when South Africa became a country. Did anybody get a no. Jobs doesn't solve the economic crisis we have in the 21st century. It might have solved the crisis in 1910. It doesn't solve the crisis in 2019 because jobs are shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. I read a wonderful article yesterday in the newspaper where a guy who used to write all the textbooks for our chartered accountancy exams, so I knew him well, has written an article in the newspaper. You can go and find it in News 24 where he says the current government's got 5 economic problems. And I thought, 5? And he went through them, and it's right. He's codified the 5 problems. And his conclusion is, I don't think there's a solution to this. I paraphrase, but that's effectively what he says. Because it is incredibly difficult to solve a 21st century problem with 19th century tools. We have to solve 21st century problems with 21st century tools. And that is what we built at DuePoint. We built it 5 years ago, so don't think anything you see today is new. It's not. We've already been through the process. And we called it the DuePoint system. And the DuePoint system was simple. What we were going to do was we were going to allow South African citizens to contract with us as wealth engineers. Wealth engineers will be given one task, the task of creating wealth for themselves. Not through selling, no, that's a 19th century tool. Not through presentations, that's a 19th century tool. Not through paper application forms, that's definitely 19th century. No, we were going to give you 21st century technology that would ask you to do one thing. To engineer your wealth with us, you are going to need to simply connect South Africans to us. That's it. Using our technology, it was a simple process of connecting the 57 million South Africans to us here at DuePoint. Now, by doing that, naturally you create a greater market penetration for us. We then, as the insurance company, are able to facilitate the purchase of our products into this greater market share we now have. That creates revenue for us, and that revenue translates into wealth for you. Now, how and why do we call it wealth? Well, we're not in the business of cash, which is the business of most South Africans. Most South Africans are in the business of cash. When I talk to them, I go, no, Brendan, I don't want any of this. I want money in my hands. Now, I wanted to ask you, how long does the money in your hands last? Just think about the most you ever got. Did you get 10 grand? Did you get 50 grand? Did you get 100 grand in cash? And was it not like water? Did it just not leak through your fingers? Like I these days refuse to have cash in my wallet because there's some hole here somewhere. And the cash just pours out of there. Cash is the most useless tool in the creation of wealth. It's a great tool in poverty. Look at all the African countries that are in poverty. What do they use to transact in? Cash. And does it make any of them richer? No. They continue to get poorer year after year after year. It is a tool for poverty. So don't say to me, Brendan, no, I don't want all of this, I want cash. No, you don't want cash, you want wealth. What is wealth? Wealth is circumstance-changing, recurring income. I can give you 10,000 Rand a month or 100,000 Rand up front. The 100,000 Rand up front vanishes. Your circumstances don't change. They don't. But 10,000 Rand a month now equips you to change your circumstances. You can go out and finance a car. You can pay a deposit on a house. You can pay school fees. You get more sensible when you know the money's coming in every month as opposed to Bush, there's 100,000 Rand. Right, party everyone, bills on me, Bush, cash is gone. But when you know it's coming in once a month reliably, now you can start changing your circumstances. That's the business that we're in at DuePoint. And so we create through our system a recurring extra income for you. Now you can make it your primary income or an extra income. It's actually up to you. But what it does is, off of the back of our financial services products, which all run on automatic debit orders every month, we're able to create that recurring, steadfast, reliable income for you. Not cash from selling, not even the cash in transit of your own job. Your job only pays you in the month you work. If you stop working, there's no cash again next month. Here, no matter your circumstances, no matter what's happening in any given month, you know our debit orders are raising, and so you know that your income is coming in. It's single connections resulting in potentially lifetime income. That is what we create here at DuePoint. We've built the system with South Africans, for South Africans. So we know your circumstances. All the excuses, I could list them for you today of not wanting to do DuePoint. I already know them all. And we knew them when we built the system. So we built the system around those excuses so that they wouldn't be valid. All right, so what was the reason why you said you couldn't see DuePoint? No, I can't see it. You can't bring me here. The reason you weren't willing to watch the video today or the presentation, I know what it was. Your knee-jerk reaction was, I'm sorry, I'm too busy. I don't have time. I don't have time for this. I've spoken to unemployed people in this room who are too busy to do DuePoint. I didn't know you were busy when you were unemployed. I thought you had all the time in the world. But I have spoken. They said to him, Brendan, I'm sorry, I'm too busy to do this. Folks, that's very South African culture. We know that, so we built the system around that. Our system takes into account the fact that all of you are too busy to do DuePoint. It is a system that using technology allows you to leverage others in the creation of your wealth. You can't do it because you're too busy, but you can use others. And you build here what we call channels or teams of individuals who create wealth for you 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. This business is not limited to daylight hours. Literally every hour of the day becomes an hour of wealth creation for you with the DuePoint system that we give you. Now, we give you the use of the system at absolutely no cost. By simply being a product owner at DuePoint, you get free use of our entire system. Now, our system is not just a piece of technology. It's our offices. It's our staff. It's everything that is DuePoint, our training, our presentations, our conferences, all at no cost. Everywhere else you've been, they've asked you for money before you could start. There's a starter kit you had to buy. There was a deposit into cryptocurrency or Forex or something that you had to do. These are all other legitimate things, but you had to pay first before you could get going, which meant you were backwards before you were forwards. And it meant that you had to make profits to cover your losses first before you had made any money. That will not be your situation today. Today you will start exactly where you are, and you will immediately start moving forward in the DuePoint system. So, gentlemen in particular, you don't have to go home and speak to your spouses. This morning is not a financial decision that you are making. You are not committing yourself to a large transaction that will get you divorced. That's not what will happen this morning. This morning, you will be able to take something home to your wife that she'll be super proud about you for doing. Okay, because it creates wealth, it does not take wealth from you in our system. Folks, in addition, because you are not selling, and that's something that's a difficult switch for South Africans to flick in their heads. There's no selling here at DuePoint. You are not ever going to sell or talk about any of our products here at DuePoint. That's not your task. Remember, that's 19th century stuff. It does not solve 21st century problems. Okay? No selling, no presenting. We ask you just to use our technology to connect individuals. By doing that, it means that you don't need any particular experience to do this. If you know how to tap a phone, you know how to do DuePoint. Am I right? Does anyone here not know how to tap their smartphone? Okay, good. All right, I'm glad. Somebody's going to put their hand up one day, I'm sure. And I'm going to be like, DuePoint's not for you, ma'am. No. If you know how to tap your phone, that's the only education and experience you need. You're not reps of ours. You're not KIs or intermediaries or brokers or agents or advisors. You're none of those things. You're simply individuals connecting South Africans to us. And it means that everybody, ladies and gentlemen, is now in a position to build a proper asset. Not these ones that they bandy about on Facebook and WhatsApp. A real asset. An asset does three things for you. First of all, it creates income for you even when you can't work on it. That's a proper asset. Secondly, it's something you can price and sell. Here at DuePoint, these channels of income that you will create, you can price and realize the present value of by selling to others. This is the only company that we know of that allow that in South Africa. In addition, these channels of income that you make and earn during your life will automatically be transferred to your children when you pass away one day. That means, as far as we know, we're the only intergenerational wealth creation company in South Africa today. The work that you put in, the asset that you build during your lifetime, is not something that only you will benefit from, like your job. Your job only you will benefit from. But this asset that you create will be an asset of wealth that you will pass on to the generations after you, meaning that the wealth that you have created is one that lifts up your family generation after generation. We don't know anybody else in South Africa today that is offering that to South Africans. And that is what you have here at DuePoint today. In addition, you don't have to be super, super bright to use this tool. Like I said to you, if you can tap your phone, you can connect South Africans to us. If you're able to tap your phone and connect South Africans to us, you start the construction of your channel or your platform of distribution with us here. These individuals you connect are not going to sit around and do nothing. They're going to do the same thing as you. They're going to get out there, use our tech, and connect individuals to us. As they do that, your platform expands, your channel grows across the country. Folks, we've seen this thousands of times already at DuePoint. Nothing I tell you today is a hope. I hope that you guys do this. That's not what, if we've done this for half a decade already. Thousands of channels I could show you that have spread across the country in the creation of wealth. This kind of penetration then leads to us, the insurance company, not you, us, DuePoint, coming along and facilitating the purchase of our products throughout your channel. And as that happens, your wealth is born. No selling, no presenting. Your wealth is born. We then distribute your wealth to you in two different ways. The first is through our returns program. It is the reason why you join DuePoint. It is the wealth creation tool. Everything after this is just cherries on the cake. Our returns program is what changes your circumstances. It starts by paying you R27.50 for every product payment in your channel every month that product is paid for, multiplied by a factor of where in your channel the payment is made. It's simple. You're going to go out, you're going to connect a few people. They're going to pay for their products, and you're going to get R27.50 multiplied by 200%, R55 every month. Not once off, not once when you sell the pot, or when you sell the milkshake, or the potion, or the mootie, or whatever it is. No. Every month that this product is paid for, you get the R55, which means that off of a single connection, without running back to your friends to beg them to buy again the next month, just a single connection, you have created for yourself a stream of ongoing income. Now you have control. Remember, that's what we've lost in financial crisis, is our control of our income. Here you've got control. They take 2 products, you double your money. 3 products, you triple your money. 4 products, you quadruple your money. And so on and so on. You now have the ability off of a single connection to create an increasing and growing amount of income. These individuals are not going to be static. They're going to connect people as well. And when they do again, you're going to get R27.50 multiplied by 200%, R55 for every connection, every month that the products are paid for thereafter. Folks, you've been here 5 minutes. You've connected a handful of people. Look at it. And you're earning $1,000 a month. That's R12,000 a year. You didn't have to cart any groceries around. You didn't have to become a product expert. You didn't have to become a public speaker. None of that. You just had to connect individuals to us, and you're suddenly earning R12,000 a year. This is the power of the tool that we've created. It's a 21st century solution to a 21st century problem. But you want to earn more than $1,000 a month. I know, I can see it on your faces. You're like, what? No, what more? Okay, fine. Well, then do more. Do more. It's in your hands. Just connect more, connect more, connect more. There's no time frames. There's no limits. There's no. Just keep connecting. We don't cut you off at any stage. You can build any level of income, any level of wealth that you want in the DuePoint system. From the 8th point on, as long as you qualify to earn, you're always going to get 4% of R27.50 for every product payment in your channel. It means you can build a channel that's 50 points big and earn on all of it, as long as you qualify. You can build a channel to 100 points and then hand it over to your children. They can build it to 200 points. It doesn't matter. As long as you're working in our system, you can create any level of wealth that you want. I often challenge people on this. I do lots of training here, and I ask the people, in your wildest dreams, how much would you want to earn? And people disappoint me. They say, I think the highest I've ever got is about R85,000 a month. It's like R85,000 a month when the rand-dollar exchange rate's, what, 5,000 to 1 right now? I don't know what it is. No. What about $85,000 a month? Now we're talking. Don't give me rands. But I can see on many of your faces already, you're going, $85,000. What did I even do with that? I actually heard a wonderful talk once from a very, very wealthy man. And it was a fantastically eye-opening speech. He said in his talk to us, he said there is actually a limit. You get to a point where you can't spend your money anymore. It gets so big. I mean, how much can you possibly spend? You've got your giant house, you've got your 50 cars, you've got your boat, and the money keeps coming. Now what do you do with it? You run out of options. I would like to face that problem. I would like to be challenged with that problem, you see. But most South Africans, given our 200 years of disastrous history, have forgotten how to dream. We've forgotten how to aspire. People say to me, Brendan, I'm doing DuePoint for $5,000. Once I got my $5,000, I'm gone. And I go, why would you want to disappear after just $5,000? Because I just need $5,000. $5,000 will pay off my debt that I've got and buy me a new phone, and that's all I want. I've spoken to many of you guys that say that stuff to me because your dreams and your aspirations have been crushed. Now here at DuePoint, we're hoping to just kindle them again, rekindle them, get them up and running again. Because here you don't have to worry about a limit, like this thing's going to vanish. You know, all these other things that have come in, they've got a shelf life of what, 6 to 12 months? It was that thing, Shortrich, I think it was. I can't remember what it was. It came in, everybody ran, and poof, it's gone 12 months later. You know, then there's another one that comes in. It's something about tomato bars or something. I don't know what it is. And it's here, and then 5 minutes later, poof, it's gone. You know? And so, what do South Africans know? Let me run in, grab $5,000, grab $10,000, and then run for the hills before it disappears. We've been around for nearly half a decade just as a division. We've been around nearly 70 years as a company. We ain't going anywhere. So that means you can put some roots down. You don't have to say to yourself, I'm here for $5,000. You can say, I'm here for $100,000 a month. Not once off, a month. You can say that, but you need to change the way you think. We have a 21st century tool for a 21st century problem. That's what we have created here. And we can calculate for you what you can expect to earn here. If you're willing to do the work, we can tell you what you can earn. If you're not willing to do the work, well, then I can also tell you exactly what you're going to earn here. Nothing. That's guaranteed. But for those of you who put the work in, we can calculate, not off of like fun with mathematics, like me and my Excel spreadsheet. We've had half a decade of data, half a decade of people coming through our system. I know exactly how you're going to progress through the system if you work. So we use a very simple growth rate formula here that fits into all your timetables, because I know you're all busy. You can't do this. Too busy. So it's fine. I built a growth rate formula that fits into your too busy timetable. It's called 3 + 2. It says in your first month with us, because you're extremely busy, all we want you to do is connect 3 people. That's it. That's tapping your phone 9 times. If you're going to tap your phone 9 times, that's 3 people connected to DuePoint. I think you guys probably tapped your phones 9 times before you woke up this morning. You know, when you're like looking at it out of one eye, because it's so bright in the dark. Yeah. So I know that you can tap your phone 9 times. I know it. Okay. If you can do that, that's your first month done. And then 3 + 2. + 2 is every month thereafter, because you're busier than you were in the first month, we just want you to connect 2 people. Just 2 people. That's 6 taps on your phone. If you can connect 2 solid paid connections every single month, and you do it over time, 2 ingredients to success here, time and numbers. You can't put numbers in without time. You've got to put the time and the numbers in. You do those 2, we can calculate your income. You're very busy. All you're doing is 2 people a month. After 6 months, you can reasonably expect to be on about 2,500 Rand a month. That's 30,000 Rand a year. You have not been doing anything. You've been connecting 2 people. You can connect 100 people a month if you want, or 10, or 1, or what. You can connect any number. But if you're just doing 2, and we apply our mathematics, then after 6 months, you can reasonably expect to be on 30,000 Rand a year with us here at DuePoint. It's not once off. It's every month, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. If you keep going now, if you keep adding for another 6 months, so you've been with us for 1 year, then that 2.5 becomes about 9,000 to 10,000 Rand a month. That means in the next 12 months, you have the ability to create 120,000 Rands worth of income a year with us here at DuePoint. 10 grand a month. How does your life start to change now? No, Brendan, I want the cash in my hands. That's not going to change your circumstance. If I put 10 grand in your bank account every month, the first thing you can do, you can start paying off all those debts that you owe, that you're not paying when you get cash. Okay, we can get rid of all of those to start with. You took money from someone else, you really should give it back to them. Okay, that's a difficult lesson for South Africans to learn. Did you see they passed a piece of legislation this week that says anybody who earns less than 7,500 Rand can apply to have their debt written off? I'm like, lovely. What about the guy who handed his cash over to that person? What about him? Can he apply to government to have his debt repaid? Imagine if you gave money to someone and then the government stepped in and said, no, he can just say, no, he's not going to pay you. You see, when we think, we don't think like that. We go, oh, yay, my debt's written off. What about the guy who gave you the money? Okay, let's settle that. 10 grand a month, that'll settle that, won't it? It'll settle it for you. 10 grand a month will get you in a position to buy a new car. Wouldn't that be great? You don't have to worry about the taxi strikes and the buses missing. And in Cape Town, the buses are stopped and it's crisis down there. You won't have to worry about it. You've got your own car. What about buying a new house? 10 grand a month will start getting you down that road towards buying. You've done that in 1 year, and all you did was connect 2 people a month. That was it. That was it. What if you do it for 2 years? You don't increase your volumes. You're still too busy. You're just doing 2 people a month, 2 solid connections a month. If you're able to do that for 2 years, your 10 becomes 27 to 30,000. How do I know this with such confidence? Because we've had people do it. This is not me going, I wonder what the maths would say. No, we've had people do it. So we know 27 to 30,000 Rand a month is 360,000 Rand a year. You are now, in terms of the Taxman SARS, in the top third of earners in the country. Only 1/3 of South Africans earn more than 30,000 Rand a month in South Africa. You there in 2 years. If you do it for 3, it becomes 45,000 Rand a month. If you do it for 4, it becomes 60,000 Rand a month. If you do it for 5, it becomes 80 to 100,000 Rand a month. That's R1,000,000 a year. You built it for yourself. You can't be retrenched from it. You can't be fired from it. The business won't close down around you on it. Please, Lord. You know, because then I don't know what I'll do with my Saturday mornings. Huh? I know all this free time on Saturday mornings. Go watch the soccer, that's right. No, Lord, please. It's R1,000,000 a year, and you've created it for yourself. You're in control of it. This is what you've got. Again, I say to you, we've had people through this system. We know how it works. We know how it flows. It now is up to you to decide whether you want to get involved or not. Imagine if you did more than 2. Imagine if you just did 4 people a month. This whole thing would halve. It would be 2.5 years, not 5 years. But folks, it'll never be 3 months. It'll never be 3 weeks. It'll never be this weekend. So don't go home to your friends and talk about it, and a couple of them say no, and you go, I quit. That would be ridiculous. Okay? You've got to put in the second ingredient, which is time. Remember I told you, time and numbers. Put the 5 years in and see how different your life is. How long have you been involved in your employment for? 5, 10, 15, 20 years? I don't understand why you guys stick around for so long. Huh? I'll bet you're not on any of these numbers. I reckon year 2, I was already past you on year 2. Huh? I know that because SARS tells me that only 1/3 of you are earning 27,000. So that's 2/3 of this room that have worked their whole lives and are still below year 2 at DuePoint. But we know that there's people that'll go for 2 weeks and, move on, or 3 months and move on. And we go, why are you moving on? We're not sure if it's working. I'm going, really, your employment doesn't seem to be working either. You've got to have the time mentality. You've got to say, I'm committing 5 years to this. If I commit 5 years, everything about my future has changed. Imagine if you did 10 years or 15 or 20 years. The youngsters can put 25 years in. This particular rich guy that I was talking about, he'd put 45 years in. Imagine what 45 years does. 45 years puts you in a position where you can't spend the money coming in. That's right. He was facing the challenge, I promise. He was doing a good job at it too, but he couldn't beat it. That's what 45 years does. Can you put the ingredient of time in if you want a life that's changed? That's what you've got to ask yourself. So we show you guys people every month from around the country that are using our tools, some doing well, some doing badly. We show the whole lot. This is not an exercise in marketing. It's a factual business, this. We had up this month Glenn. Glenn's been with us for 2 years and 3 months, and he would argue with me, but I know I'm right. He didn't do anything for the first 2 years. He really didn't. He was busy. He was too busy. I'm busy. He was working on his own business. He's a contracted to a whole lot of schools, doing transport for them and all sorts of stuff. And he didn't need DuePoint, and he was too busy. I understand that. That's just a legitimate set of circumstances. But 3 months ago, the contract started getting cancelled. You see, he believed he was in control because he was self-employed. It's my business. I'm in control. Until your customers stop buying from you. Then you're not in control anymore. And he had the contracts cut down, and overnight his income was halved. That's when he said to himself, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of this. I've been sitting on this tool for 2 years and I haven't started using it. So he picked the tool up in the last 90 days. He's built for himself a channel that's worth 2,000 Rand. That's not bad. That's twice as fast. Remember I told you it would take you 6 months to get to 2,500 Rand? He's got to 2,000 in 90 days. So he's going twice the speed of my calculation already. But much more importantly, over the last 3 months, he's achieved our Achievers Quest. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. But effectively, it's increased his earnings by 5 grand a month. So instead of getting 2, he's been getting 7. Now, that's very interesting. Imagine straight out the gates jumping onto 7,000 Rand a month. What would 7 grand a month do at the end of this month for you? Okay, that's what happened to him. But he's done it 3 months in a row. That means in 90 days, he's earned 21,000 Rand from DuePoint. 21,000 in 90 days. He's been working the tool. He didn't look at DuePoint and hope it would happen. He didn't sign up and sit back and go, ooh, let's see, I'll give it a try and see what happens. No. He picked it up and he worked. And 3 months later, he's earned $21,000 from us, plus minus. That's absolutely incredible. It's incredible to know how fast you can build here. Then we have Sibu. Sibu's been with us now for about 6 minutes. That's a typing error there. We don't deal in months here. We deal in minutes. Because of the ingredient of time, we talk in years at DuePoint. We don't talk in months. We don't talk in weeks or days. We talk years. When someone comes to me and says, I've tried everything. I say, how long have you been here for? No, I've been here for 3 months. I go, you haven't been here for anything. Come back to me after 3 years and tell me you've tried everything. Okay? We deal in years. So when you commit to DuePoint, you commit to years. 6 months is nothing. And in 6 months, he's built himself a channel that's worth 4,500 Rand a month. Now that's mad. That's mad. He clearly missed my presentation because I said 2,500 after 6 months, and he's on 4.5 after 6 months. It shows you that you are the ingredient that adjusts this process. You can either make it happen quickly, or you can make it happen slowly. The system itself cannot be criticized. The system is perfect, or as close to perfect as we could get it. And I say that with quite a lot of confidence. We've looked globally at systems, and we believe that ours is actually the best in the world at the moment. It is a system that is so simple. Just connect people to us using your phone and make money. That's it. There, I just explained DuePoint to you. We can stop the presentation. That's all it is. Just connect South Africans to us. Don't worry about what they have to say about it. That's not what I asked you to do to convince everybody, No, just connect them and we'll do the work for you. Look at this. 25 connections resulting in a channel of 100 people already, earning him nearly 50 grand, well, more than 50 grand a year now in 6 months. Will you increase your earnings by 50 grand this year? No, not in your traditional employment, I can assure you of that. Here you've got the ability. Folks, we've got people across the spectrum. You might say, I need to earn a lot more than that. I get people like that. I earn 125,000 Rand a month. I'm like, that's excellent. I've got people that earn more than 125,000 Rand a month here. We have them all. You will decide. This is not one of those things where you can hope to earn 10, 20, 25,000 Rand. It's one of those businesses where you can earn 500,000 Rand a month if you want. You will have to put the two ingredients of time and numbers in. You want to earn 500,000 Rand a month? We need to see you here for 20 years. You want to earn 5 grand a month, you can do it in 6 months. It's up to you what you do with our business. Folks, that's the first way that we create wealth for you. It's the most important way, and it's the reason why you join DuePoint. Everything else I tell you now is just extra. We know that many of you will say, but Brendan, I don't know how to do this business. It's one of the many reasons we get for not doing DuePoint. Well, good news. We have an entire training program to help you learn how to do this business. We call it our XP Rewards training program. It is designed to help you become a successful social entrepreneur, to understand and create lasting permanent wealth for yourself, and to understand the economy you live in. Most South Africans have no clue about the economy. My example to you, we're all getting our debts written off. That's great. No, it's not. It's a complete disaster for our economy. Okay? We teach you how economies work. We teach you how the economy you live in works, as well as teaching you how to make wealth out of the economy that we are in. Folks, once you have performed the steps in our training program, you earn what's called XP points, experience points. These accumulate as you become more and more experienced as a wealth engineer with us, and then naturally your channel grows. When the two meet certain criteria, we rank you up in our training program. We rank you up, and you are rewarded for doing the work. I always love that about DuePoint. For doing the most basic things, you get rewarded. You'd never get that at your job. They don't reward you for pitching up at work. They don't. They don't reward you for doing your daily tasks that they asked you to do. No, here you get rewarded for every step of the way. First, it starts with some cash. The cash grows as you rank up, more and more cash as you're ranking up. At rank 5, we give you an entire toolkit that you can use to grow your business even more. At rank 7, we give you a 20,000 Rand set of gold-gilded, custom-made, imported business cards for you. Changes everything when you're handing people business cards with real gold on them. Real gold, not ink. None of that's ink. Okay? It changes things. And then at rank 9, where you've mixed in time and numbers and you've got yourself to rank 9, as long as you maintain your channel size, every year that you do for the rest of your life will take you away on a 5-star business class, all expenses paid week with your family. No, you have never been to a place like DuePoint before. I know all the other places that offered you holidays. I know all of them. And then they gave you the letter. Congratulations, you've qualified for this year only. You may not bring your family unless you pay for them. You're going to get the room next to the engine, and you can only have the basic meal. I have seen all of them along the way. Here there will be no T's and C's like that. We'll pick you up from your house with your family, and we'll deliver you a week later. We go every December. We booked for this year, 7th of December. Hotels waiting for our new and old rank 9s, and the air tickets, business class, booked and ready. When will you join us? That's your question. Will it be this year? Will it be next year? Will it be the year after? We go every year. If you miss this year, it doesn't matter, because we're going next year. It's not a competition. There's no cut-offs. When you go rank 9, you join us. And every year, year after year, we've been going away with our rank 9s. So I can show you real footage. I don't have to show you fake WhatsAppy pictures that people spend all their money on and then walk away poorer. No. I'll show you the real thing. Wealth engineers with their kids and their wives on 5-star trips, different every year. If you're able to go rank 9, you'll join us in December. And your holidays will look like this. I'm too busy for DuePoint, I'm sorry. I don't know anybody, I'm not a salesperson, I've heard them all. Ladies and gentlemen, if you simply decide to change your activity every day and just connect South Africans through our technology, you can join us. You can join this growing group of rank 9s and above that come away with us every year. It's up to you. At rank 11, we give you another useful tool. It's your own car. It's not branded, it's not financed through us or rented from us, and we don't give it to you and then take it away. How many other companies have done that to you, given you a car and then taken it away? That's not what happens at DuePoint. It's your car. It's a tool we hope you'll use to build wealth with us here at DuePoint. Folks, that's 11 of the 28 mapped ranks we have here at DuePoint. It's the first third of our program. What do you think is in the second 2/3? If we've got cars and holidays in the first third. Well, you'll have to go and find our rank 11s and above. Some of them are here today. Well, I can tell you. But you will have to get there to find out for yourself if you don't know any of them. So, folks, we build wealth here. Off of the back of our financial services products, like I mentioned at the beginning, we have 4 choices here at the moment at DuePoint. Our first one is our Access Wealth Plan. It costs 324 Rand a month, and with that you get 2 independent products, your very own tax-free investment account and 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. We take 100 Rand of your 324 and we put it into an investment account every month. So 2 things. Firstly, the product actually only costs you 224 Rand a month. The other 100 is in your investment account and is available to you. And secondly, you get to build an asset with us before you've even connected your first person with us. Our second product is our Wealth Guard product. It's 249 Rand a month. For that, you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. No waiting periods, no medical examinations or declarations, and no waiting periods or maximum age limits. Folks, anybody of any set of circumstances in South Africa can be covered by us and can be a wealth engineer here at DuePoint. Our third product is our Family Wealth Funeral Cover. It starts at $299. After that, you've got a range of options you can select from. You can pick between 20 or 30,000 Rand a month worth of funeral cover, and you can pick whether you want 5 or 10 family members on the product with you. You, as the principal policyholder, also get 10,000 Rands worth of outstanding debt cover, which means that when you pass away one day, we'll settle 10,000 Rands worth of your debt. Our fourth product is our Wealth Points Buyers Club. It's 299 Rand a month to be a member. As a member, you get access to all of our suppliers. Many suppliers from across the industry that offer us prices and discounts and vouchers and VIP services and all sorts of things you couldn't get as an individual. You can get as a member of our Wealth Points Buyers Club. This puts you in the position to change your personal economy again. We're building your income with the tool, and we're decreasing your expenditure through the products that we have for you. Folks, every one of these products has training and review videos that you can watch, so that even if you can't read the policy document, it doesn't matter. We've done a full training video for you that you can watch and learn about these products so you can get maximum benefit out of all of them. Now, talking about maximum benefits, we've been showcasing our suppliers in our Wealth Points Buyers Club for the last month or so. We're trying to demonstrate to people the value of what this product alone offers. This month, we've been showcasing FHM Personal Training with Armand over here. He trains people across the nation. He uses technology again. He can see you in person, or he can train you anywhere across the country. And he's given us effectively a 75% discount off his rates in the month of August for all wealth engineers, whether you're a Wealth Point Buyers Club member or not. As a wealth engineer, you can contact him and talk about his rates with him. And what effectively he's saying is he normally gives us a 50% discount for being Wealth Point Buyers Club members, but he's effectively going to say, if you can pay for this month, he'll give you next month free. So he's giving you a 75% discount in total. And he will train you anywhere in the country. He's got amazing technology that he uses, and he connects with you on a daily basis. So it's like having 5 training sessions a week with him. So whatever you pay, you're getting 2 months of a personal trainer every day. That's what he does. And that's the kind of stuff that we get here at DuePoint that you can be involved in. He's just one supplier in our Wealth Point Buyers Club. To get his details, go to our website and find him there. Otherwise, to our Facebook page, and you'll find his contact details on our Facebook page as well. Rob made an awesome interview with him, a video on Facebook this week where you can see what he does and how he does it. And it's for everybody. So get stuck in with him. Then we wrap all of this in our Achievers Quest. I mentioned it earlier with Glenn. Our Achievers Quest runs in calendar months. It's there every single month. It's there to help you get started, and it's there to help you build after you've started with us here. It says that in every calendar month, if you can put 10, 20, or 30 people into your channel and have them paid by the end of the month, well, then we'll increase your returns and rewards by a bonus 5, 10, or 15,000 Rand. This is how you go from earning 2,000 to 7,000 in 1 month. What did Glenn do? 3 months in a row, he's put 10 people in. Not 2. Not the 2. Remember 3 plus 2? Not 2. 10. And made sure they were paid at the end of every month. Now, Glenn does it the right way. He picks people who he knows can afford the products. He picks people who he knows will understand the system, and he puts them in. So he puts in 11 people and 10 pay. Okay, so when you put 10 people in and 2 pay, you've got to ask yourself the question, what am I doing wrong? Because it's not the system, It's not the system. We've got guys proving that it's not the system. Glenn's put people in who understand the system and are plugged in, and 3 months in a row, and he's doing it again this month, could be 4 months in a row, he's got $5,000. But you could put 20 people in and get 10 grand every month. You do that the whole year, it's 120,000 rands worth of bonuses. You do 30 people, that's one person a day. If you're able to do that, well then by the end of your year with us, you'll have got 180,000 rands worth of bonuses. So whoever tells you you don't earn fast enough at DuePoint, you can just laugh in their face. There is nothing from any country that can blow into South Africa that will outpace your ability to create wealth. Permanent, reliable. You know it's going to be paid. We're a public listed company. Okay? So it's not like a hope and a prayer that this new Asian thing is going to pay me. You know it's going to happen every single month. You decide what you want to do. And if you're serious about this business, well, then you get into our serious challenge. In 2019, our serious challenge is called our 365 challenge this year. It says that in the first 365 days after you sign up, so for you that are signing up today, it starts today. In the first 365 days that you sign up, if you can put 365 people in, that's an average of 1 a day, but you can do them in groups, we don't mind. If you can do that, then we will give you the equivalent of 1.25 million rands worth of value by the end of your first year with us. So that's in the next year, 1.25 million rand. Let's just think about that. Is there anything you're going to do this year that will get you 1.25 million rand? Doesn't matter how important you are. I can assure you, even the executives, you aren't getting a 1.25 million rand bonus at the end of this year. Not in the state our economy is in. Here you have the ability in the next 365 days to change your life permanently. How's it going to happen? First of all, at the end of it, we'll put a bonus check of 365,000 rand into your bank account. Nothing like getting a bonus check of 365,000 rand. That's a good day. Okay. Then we know that your channel will have grown past rank 9, which means you'll be coming away with us on a 250,000 rand holiday, potentially for the rest of your life. We know it'll have grown past rank 11, which means that you'll get a brand new car in the next 365 days. We know that. We know the maths. And we know more importantly that what will have happened with a channel that's bigger than rank 11 is that you'll be earning a monthly return of about 40 to 50,000 rand. That's 600,000 rand a year in regular, recurring wealth, not cash, wealth. That's what the 365 challenge does. The question is whether you are willing to put the time and the numbers in. That's it. It's out there and it's for you. Everything we've done has already been delivered upon. This will be delivered upon for those that choose to participate rather than spectate. That's what it'll be. And what did we say before? We said if you can do one person a day, we'll increase your earnings every month by 15K. That means that on top of that 1.25 million rand, you'll get 180,000 rand in bonuses. So that takes the 1.25 up to close to 1.5 million. This is serious stuff. This is permanent, life-changing stuff. If you're earning 50 grand a month, your life is different forever. Forever. And you've got 1 year to prove to yourself that you're worth it. If you go, I can't do this, you're saying, I'm not worth it. That's what you're saying. It's a self-worth exercise, this. I'm going back to my dead-end job because that's all I'm worth. No. We need to see South Africans saying we are worth this and going for it. It's available for you right now. Folks, if you want to do more research about DuePoint, go for it. Go to the JSC's website and look us up under Conduit Capital. Go to Constantia's website, see our financials, our directors, our BEE status. It's all there. We're a public, open book company. Go to their regulators' websites. Go to the FSCA's website and see our long-term and short-term licenses that are there. Find our FSP licenses that are registered there. Get the confidence and comfort that you need. But at some point, you're going to have to make a decision about changing your economic future in our current economic environment. If you want to become a wealth engineer, you've got to do 4 things for me. Firstly, you've got to sign up. You've got to go to our website, dewpoint.net. You've got to watch the videos, you read the pages, whatever you want to do, and then you click join and apply. Fill out the form. Less than 3 minutes later, you are a wealth engineer, not a single cent having passed from your pockets today. Not a single cent. And this afternoon, you can start creating wealth. This afternoon. The second step is you've got to get the technology. This business is built off of our technology. 21st century solution to a 21st century problem. You need to download our app. It means you're going to need 2 things. You're going to need a smartphone and our app. If you don't have a smartphone, you know what you're going to go shopping for this afternoon. You need to get a smartphone. I'm not joking. You can't do this business without a smartphone. Get it and download our app. We've got free Wi-Fi here. Find us a Wi-Fi hotspot if you can. Download our app. It's also free, the app. That gives you the technology. Now you need to know how to do and use the technology. Don't walk in here. I constantly have individuals who believe they know how to do this business without the training. Folks, you don't know how to do DuePoint. We are not one of those things that you've done before. We are completely different. And therefore, you must do the training. Once you've downloaded the app, you're going to go to the bottom right-hand corner. You need to remember this and click the Tools button. Then your training loads up in order. Just start at the top and start working your way through it. But in an hour or two's time, you will know what is going on in this business and you will know how to make money. How do you make money? By connecting people. If I ask any one of you how to connect somebody right now, you'll know, I don't know. So you have to do the training. You cannot ignore it. My dad keeps telling me I have to change the word training. I refuse. I refuse. We need to be trained in South Africa. We do not have training in South Africa. You need to go and watch the training. Once you've done that, you know how to connect people. And then you connect 3. Once you've connected 3, you're making money. Everyone after that, you're making money. And you can connect 3 people by the end of today. It's 9 clicks on your phone. That's all it is. You need to get it. So go download sign up, download the app, do the training, start connecting people. That's the 4 things you do, and then you connect and connect and connect and connect and connect until you've been to all 57 million people. When you come back to me later and say, I've spoken to everybody, they all said no. I'll say, have you spoken to all 57 million? No, I spoke to 15 people. Well, keep going. You've got 57 million to get to. You need the tools? We got the tools. You'll see them in the glass cabinet. You can buy them at our counter. Our prices are there. Those of you around the country, go to our website, dewpoint.net, click store, and all of our stuff is there. Order it, and we'll deliver it to your door on our online store. We're at the moment on our online store where there's a 20% discount on our business cards, so go and get your business cards now before that falls away. And you will have seen we've just released our brand new shirts, both men's and ladies' cuts. Go and get the shirts so that you can spread the good news out there. We're up in Nelspruit, Bombela on the 14th of September. This is a nationwide business. We do conferences around the country the whole time. Bombela is up next, and so we're giving you enough warning for you to book your seats. Free tickets. What a surprise. All right, at our conference. It is not an introduction presentation. It's a full conference of DuePoint that morning. So bring people who have seen this presentation that you've just had today, and make sure you book your tickets now. Website, events, app, events, scroll down, click attend, and book your tickets. Why? Because I need to know how big a venue to book for you. We want it to be as epic as our previous conferences this year. So make sure you get those bookings in now. Ladies and gentlemen, in about 35 minutes, 40 minutes time, I'm going to be running what's called a launch workshop. It's only for people who want to earn quickly. Everyone else is welcome to go home. If you would like to earn quickly at DuePoint and create wealth rapidly, then at 11:30 for about 45 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how. You want to understand the mechanics of this business and how to change your life rapidly, then this is the meeting for you. Those of you who are watching live, just tune back into the broadcast at 11:30 with your guests and wealth engineers, and let's get ourselves properly equipped to make wealth rapidly with the DuePoint system. We're on every piece of technology, folks, 21st century. We're on YouTube. If you want to watch our live broadcasts, as thousands of people around the country are doing right now, then you need to be on YouTube. Go find us there, subscribe, click the bell button. The moment we go live, your phone will ping and you can be live with us. If you want to follow us on social media because you like social media, then we produced for you the content you're going to need every day. Every day we put content up that you can share, tag, everything. You don't need to form a new DuePoint pages. We'll make you take them down. You use your own personal Facebook pages and you use the content we produce for you. Go and like and follow us there. If our videos are too data intensive for you, then we'll listen to the podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, Anchor. Go to them and listen to the videos. It takes a fraction of the data that videos do. In every way, we have built this business amazing in South Africa today. You have never seen anything like it. I know, because we are constantly monitoring this market. At DuePoint today, you have a tool you have never had before this morning. A tool to create wealth in the 21st century permanently on a recurring basis across the generations of your family. If you have questions and concerns, come and ask me. Come and ask me. I'm here. Otherwise, call my client service team Monday through Friday. Get your answers and your concerns done. Do not walk away here today without this tool. What we know at DuePoint, we've seen it happening for half a decade, is you may walk away, but you'll come back. Everybody that's walked away from DuePoint has returned, because they thought they would find something else out there. I'm not trying to be arrogant or egotistical, Ladies and gentlemen, today in South Africa, there is no other solution outside of DuePoint. Unless you're politically connected or super wealthy, there are no other options. In South Africa today, it's DuePoint or it's economic destitution. That's it. And so come and get this tool today. It's not going to cost you today. Pick it up and get out there right now and connect South Africa to us. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all back here at 11:30 and you guys on the broadcast at 11:30. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys outside.